I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Brian.
This is the exciting and new podcast, back at you, week 2 under our new format.
And wow, with a new theme song. It's not so boatly like it's been in the past.
Our hats are very boatly.
we haven't updated the hats for the new format. We don't have a
so we could have wore
police hats.
We could have had police
I'm
hats
not buying hats for every single week.
I know, but I'm just saying it worked out this week where something worked into the movie here. I wanted to bring up first, we watched Police Academy, but like you're pretty strong advocate of anti-police procedurals, like TV shows.
I thought you were saying I was anti-police,
but no, like just like police shows in general. So like when it comes to movies, is it a little different when it comes to a movie?
Ever watched a police
than a TV show, right?
I've never watched one.
Me neither.
Like I've never even caught like a full episode. I have no interest in any of those, like from Hill Street Blues to CSI to like never watched Chips. Never watched any of those shows. Never. There's not one cop show. Like I didn't even watch The Wire, which is not really a cop show, but it was like copy and adjacent.
Detective-y.
Yeah, not my thing. Man. Not my thing.
So that's
at
what
all.
I'm saying. So like when it comes to police movies, is that a little different for you, or?
Not really. I mean, I haven't seen that. I couldn't even name
RoboCop.
Does that count as? I mean, does this even count as a police movie?
Cop
it's got cop in the
this
name.
This has police in it also, but it's not really a police movie.
Cop and Robertson, was that one? What was that? Cops and
Copland with
Copland.
Arnold and a bunch of people. Not Arnold, Stallone. Yeah, I'm sure there's other ones.
Yeah,
and I'm a big fan of The Police, the band. Love them. One of my all-time favorites. But yeah, not a big fan of police TV shows because they always felt so procedural. Like it was the same thing every week. Here's a crime, we're going to figure it out. They're going to figure it out.
A lot of shows are based on that, I guess. They do one thing a week. If it's a medical one, I guess that's the same thing, like medical.
Yeah, I never watched any medical ones either, except House.
House.
That's the only one I ever watched. Never watched even like St. Elsewhere.
Yeah, I never watched ER. I never got into that.
Nope. None of them. Never watched any of these stupid fire ones either. Like
I watched Grey's Anatomy.
I heard that was like a chick show. Not that it's only for chicks, but
that's one of those ones that's been on for like 20 years too, right?
Yeah.
And it's weird because like young girls like it too. I know that because of my son's ex-girlfriend. Like she was like so into Grey's Anatomy. I'm like, that show's older than you. Why do you even care? But she cared. That was her favorite show.
That's interesting. Yeah,
I don't get it. No, sir, I don't get it.
And it's still going on.
And it's still going on. Is it the same cast? Like, is it the same people?
I'm guessing there had to be some people that
McDreamy was killed.
He died on the show.
So.
Was that
Patrick Dempsey?
right?
Yeah,
from Can't Buy Me Love.
I only watched like the first 4 or 5 seasons.
The main girl, Gray. I mean, I guess she's still on it.
So you've only watched like a quarter of it.
Yeah,
it's like Supernatural. Supernatural's like on its like 80th season, and now they're doing a prequel.
Well, then the guy from
the prequel,
Michelle, like shot up in bed the other night. She was on her phone, and she's like, "Oh."
The guy from Supernatural is going to be on
prequel. I'm like, really? Oh yeah.
The guy from that's going to be in The Boys.
Yes, he is. Yeah,
the
one guy. I don't even know which one it is. The short hair guy.
Yeah, I don't even know what kind of what character he's playing. Do you know the character he's playing?
On The Boys now, and I don't know what his name is in real life or what his Supernatural name was.
I didn't watch Supernatural. I just knew that they got the guy from Supernatural in The Boys. I remember hearing.
I remember Michelle being very excited about him being on The Boys.
The Boys.
I guess he's
Are we
hot.
saying that correctly? The Boys.
I
am 4 episodes into the Peacemaker, but that's
how awesome is Peacemaker.
Really good. I like
Love
it
it.
a lot.
Love it.
Do you
want to taste it? Do you really want to taste it?
Wigwam? Is that Wigwam? Is that the name of the band?
Oh, who even knows?
I think it is a Wigwam.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how James Gunn finds. I mean, he must have said to somebody, "Find me the most obscure '80s bands possible."
A lot of those bands, I'll read it, and I was like, "Oh, I know that band," and I was like, "Oh, that's the song title."
Yeah.
So then it's not even the band I thought it was going to be.
And I watched the opening every single episode.
That's
you know what?
saying,
I was saying that the other day. I was like, after the second time, I was like, "This is the dumbest intro ever." And by the fourth time, I was like, "Who would skip this? This is so awesome."
I hate that when certain shows will come on and then you get that option, obviously, to skip. But then there's some shows will come on and you don't have that option. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Well, it's always funny when like a show like, say, the Book of Boba Fett says skip opening, and all it is just the Book of Boba Fett, and then it goes right.
I never skipped that.
I was like,
it was
3 seconds long. I would be more afraid that if I skipped it, it would just like.
Yeah, I was like, then it's already starting into the episode,
and
I'm like, yeah, and then all of a sudden you've seen like somebody's hand get broken
I honestly
off.
don't know who needs to watch these shows so quickly that they need to skip the intros. The intros are never more than 30 seconds, maybe a minute. But
we talked about it. I prefer the one a week. I want it to be dropped one a week.
I agree. I don't like the Netflix model. I like the. I'm good with like the Hulu drop 3 to get you into it, and then a weekly after that.
Not only do you have to rush to not get spoiled because it's going to be
my biggest
all over
fear.
the place, and it's nice to remember it, because if you watch it all in a weekend, a year later, I'm not going to remember it as much as I'm going to remember if I watch it over 13 weeks.
Every week that like a show, let's say just like Boba Fett, since we talked about it last week, every week that's what people were talking about at work. You're talking about it at lunch, you're online, theories, blah, blah, blah. If it's Stranger Things, if you don't watch it that weekend, you go into work Monday and people are like, did you see Stranger Things? Did you see it all? I'm like, no, I had shit to do this weekend. I didn't have 12 hours to dedicate to a TV show in one weekend, and it's already all spoiled. I don't like that Netflix model. I don't get why people like it either, because I know there's people that we know that like it, but they don't even watch the shows like the first week. So it's like, dude, it'll be all posted by the time you even get around to it anyway. So
let us do what we want to do.
I got the guy's name.
Who are we talking about?
Wait, I forgot what we even had you looking up.
The guy from Supernatural.
Oh yeah,
Jensen Ackles.
Jen Ackles. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now that sounds familiar.
Her guy's going to be Soldier Boy is the name.
Soldier Boy. I think he's like a Captain America type guy. Yeah.
That's right.
Which means he's going to be
America,
he's going to be a bad guy. He's going to be a complete asshole.
He's going to be just the villain, right? I guess so.
I don't know if he's the villain,
or
but
just the.
I mean, are the boy not the boys? Are the superheroes the villains in this show? I guess they are. I mean, Homelander shot a plane out of the air and then allowed another plane to just crash and kill everybody on board. So he is obviously a villain. He's an evil person.
Yeah.
So fuck him. Fuck Homelander.
He constantly says he doesn't care about regular people.
I say we do the boys podcast when it comes to it. Like every week we just do
each episode.
Even if we're doing a regular podcast like this, we watch some stupid movie and talk about it, and then do like some kind of the boys update. Yeah, just to talk about it, because
that gets released one per week.
That's
I think
Amazon,
they did a couple.
Right?
Yeah, I think they do a couple. The first when it drops the first couple episodes, and then one per week after.
Speaking of Amazon, real quick, that trailer they showed during the Super Bowl for the Lord of the Rings show.
Yeah,
I mean, they put a lot of money into that. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but it looks really good.
It looks like it's going to be some of the best picture. That
Connor was saying that Amazon spent the billions for the rights, just for the rights to write something. Like they didn't get any of the stories that were already written.
They basically just said, can we write a show about the hobbits? We'll give you billions of dollars.
Exactly.
If you let us use the word hobbit in our show.
Can we put them in the same universe?
Can we use your rings that you have? It's just
yeah, basically.
So they're not even using any of Tolkien's token or Tolkien?
Like the
Tolkien.
I thought it might be the Silmarillion.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
They're writing all their, it's all going to be original stuff.
And this is pre-Lord of the Rings, right? This is the first age or the second age?
Yeah, I guess the beginning of the Age of Men, or maybe.
I don't know. I'm gonna give it a chance for sure. I'll watch at least the first couple episodes, just like I watched the first couple episodes of Wheel of Time. Whew. I knew after the first episode I was not gonna like it, but I watched the first 3 because they were available. Did I watch all 3? I might have stopped after the second. I might have watched only 2 and was like,
I watched 1 and then I was done.
I watched all of them.
I just is the series over for the year?
Yeah.
Was it? Did it get better?
It got better, but it got better because I started caring a little more about the characters.
I heard it stayed a little CW-y.
It did. And you know what?
It wasn't high production value,
One of the problems I have with a lot of these shows, and I would put Boba Fett into this same category, is everything always seems so small.
Yeah.
No consequences. Like every scene in Wheel of Time, there was like a town of like 12 people. I'm like, who cares if all these people get killed? Like, it doesn't matter.
It didn't have the grandness.
And that's why
they ended up in the city, it still felt small.
They got to a city eventually? Because the one show I watched where they were in a city, there was nobody in it. It was that Dead City or whatever. And I was like, okay.
Oh, so you made it that far.
I don't know how far that it was in, but maybe that was the third episode.
I think that might have been the third.
Okay, maybe they did watch 3. I did not watch 4. I watched 3.
Oh, okay.
Well, they did drop.
How
the
dare
first
you,
3.
sir?
I think they
How
dropped.
dare you say that I watched 4 episodes?
The first 3 dropped that weekend.
Then I probably did watch those 3 because I wanted to give it a chance. I was very excited to watch it, and then once I watched, I was like, nah. And I think I read that first book like a million years ago, Wheel of Time, or Eye of the Beholder, or Eye of the World,
Wheel in the Sky.
Yeah, I'm
Keeps on turning.
I'm getting my Metallica and Journey songs mixed up. It's either Eye of the Beholder or Eye in the Sky.
Yeah, it's one of those. Lucy in the Sky.
Lucy in the Sky.
But anyway, we're talking Police Academy this week.
Are we?
I was about to say something about
the
Bel Air.
Oh, I didn't.
Bel Air.
You can talk about it. I don't.
Bel Air.
I know. I was just going to say I watched the first 2 episodes.
I don't even know what that is.
That's the Fresh Prince,
the Prince remake,
the dark version of the Fresh Prince. Where
I kind of liked it.
It's a drama.
I don't think I have any.
It's on Peacock.
I thought we talked about
the Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Yeah, it's like a remake of it, but it's like Carlton is like
but it's not.
Don't even
jackass
care.
in it.
I didn't watch the show, and I'm not a Will Smith fan. Yeah. But
you
the
can't
show
say
is,
you're not a Will Smith fan. You're anti.
I'm anti Will Smith. But I've seen the trailer for this show because it was on during the Super Bowl too. I think they showed the trailer during that. But
speaking of trailers for the Super Bowl, I don't mean to interrupt, but I watched the extended version of the Larry David commercial where it was like 3 minutes long, where he's just like poo-pooing all the inventions through time. It was
hilarious.
It good? Oh my god, it's great. Everything's like, how come we're using a toilet inside like animals? We should go outside like humans.
We're getting a 2-part Larry David documentary coming to HBO
I'm very
Max.
excited about that.
What's that on?
HBO Max.
Oh.
Yeah.
But is it going to be a real documentary? I feel it's going to be like.
Do you think it's going to be part of his show? Like, remember how the show started off? Yeah. That 1 hour.
I feel it's going to be very silly. Unlike the Bob Einstein one, which was
the Bob
real.
Einstein one was very silly and very real.
But it felt real. I think the Larry David one will feel. What are we doing here? Why are we doing this? It's going to be all that shticky Larry David stuff, which is funny. But
I hope they show. Like, we could get a lot of his early stuff. I mean, pre-Seinfeld. I like hearing a lot of those stories.
When he has that gigantic afro, but he's going bald in the middle. Oh, that's such a bad look.
And you hear the stories of him just doing stand-up, and if the crowd didn't laugh, he just let the crowd have it.
He would just walk off. Sorry, and I interrupted you with the Larry David thing, and you were talking about something.
I forget.
Were we talking about Bel Air still?
Oh, Bel Air, yeah. It's basically a dark version of Fresh Prince.
So it's a non-comical version.
If you listen, and they said something along the lines, if you listen to the lyrics in the song,
the original,
because he gets
West Philadelphia is born and raised.
He gets sent out there because he got into a fight.
Yeah.
But the fight is supposed to be because he got mixed up with drug dealers and stuff like that.
So Police Academy.
Yeah,
we've got to be on Police Academy 4 by now, right? We've been talking for at least an hour.
Police Academy, real quick, rated R, Rotten Tomatoes. I got the tomato meter and the audience score. Do you guys want to guess on that?
So the Rotten Tomato the Rotten Tomato score is the critics, right?
The tomato meter is the critics, and then the audience is what. Yeah,
I'm going to say the critics.
So we're going to do tomato meter. The critics will do first. All
right. I'm guessing tomato meter first. You're guessing audience first because I'm not getting screwed with getting first every time, and you're just going one over or under me.
He does that a lot.
I'm going to say
he's on to you, bro.
I'm going to say the critics score is. So is this like a number out of 100?
It's out of 100%. Yeah.
41.
Okay, 41%. And now your guess on that one?
I'm going to say 56.
Oh,
55%.
Do I win because you went over?
Yeah.
Even though you got. And by the way, did you know that you guessed 1 over the Hershey amount and you didn't?
I wanted
win
to talk to you about that, and the fact that they didn't even put out an email saying, "Jason, you missed it by 1." At least letting everybody know.
Oh yeah, Christine told me about that.
Michelle and I were driving home. She's like, "Jason missed it by 1 over." I'm like, "Oh," I was like, "Don't even tell him."
Oh, Dana made sure to tell me.
And then she said it was like a 4-way tie.
Yeah, because everybody guessed 300 and it was like 317.
So right then and there, if it was a 4-way tie that they guessed wrong, why not give it to the person that was within 1?
I can't believe they didn't just say Jason got it exactly right. But then it would have been collusion and cheating.
All they had to do, somebody probably ate one when we were putting them in that thing too. You know what I mean? Whoever put them in there.
Bet you're right.
They had that at least. You have to eat at least 1.
They put out all the leftovers in a bowl, and I ate half of them. So I don't know if there was much left over. Oh, well. Anyway, where are we? Okay, so 55 critic score.
Now we're doing the audience score, and Brian's going to go first on this one.
I'm going to say audience is 72.
Yeah, I was going to say the audience were definitely going to be higher because it made a lot of money.
I'm surprised it was 55 is pretty high
for that kind of comedy. 72 sounds like a good number. I'm going to say a little higher. I'm going to say 75.
64.
Wow, really? So the audience
they were actually pretty close. Yeah.
Because a 64 doesn't seem high enough to warrant 6 sequels.
Yeah. How did the second one get made?
It probably made a lot of money,
and
a TV series. Yeah. So you said this was rated R. I looked this up because I remember when I saw Police Academy 2, their first assignment, their first mission. What was it called? First assignment? Second one?
First assignment, yes.
That it was PG-13. And I remember I didn't see Police Academy 1 because it was R, and that was 1985 or whatever, and I wasn't allowed to see.
I was 10.
I was 14. I wasn't allowed to see R-rated movies in the theater yet, even though I let my kids see R-rated movies when they were like 6 in the theater, but whatever. So I hadn't seen Police Academy 1, which is probably why Police Academy 2 is closer to my heart, because I saw that in theater, and I remember being like, this is PG-13? And what's
They were all coming out year after year, too.
Yeah.
85 was Police Academy 2, 86.
This movie could have been on regular television.
I was shocked that this was R-rated. I'm like, where's the R rating? They did that one kind of like scan down the locker rooms where the girls were like
when
topless.
Harris ended up looking in there.
But really, I mean, like a couple boobs, like that's like airplane level nudity. It was not like sexual nudity at all.
Speaking of airplane nudity, because the movie Airplane, which does have breast nudity in it, is rated
in your
PG.
face, in your. Those boobs are like right
and
in
they're
your
big.
face. Right there.
Splash, that was rated
Splash,
PG.
right? She was naked all through that, and she was like all naked, not bush, but like all from behind and everything like that. I was shocked this was R-rated. You say there's F words? I didn't hear any F words.
I think I heard one F word.
I didn't. I mean, asshole all over the place.
A lot,
but
yeah.
I think they say that on the TV nowadays. I was shocked that this was R after I watched it today. I was like, what was R back then? And, my parents didn't let me see this because this was R.
Even
was
the
like
podium scene. That's not
implied.
That.
You don't see
that.
You don't.
Dirty.
If you're a kid and you don't know what's going on there, it means nothing to you.
Like, you just think that there's two people hiding.
Yep. And you just see him acting like a goon.
And he looks like this because you don't see anything. Nope. All you see is like.
All you see
her come, like she's on this end of it and he's on this end of it. Which all of a sudden, the podium it's like 8 feet by 8 feet.
Right. There's enough room for 2 full-size adults under that podium,
and they didn't make any gagging sounds or anything.
All you hear is the zipper, which is one of your classic.
Oh, that's right.
Play it.
I don't have it up.
Hang on.
Oh, that
Let's give him a couple seconds to get it.
That's okay. You can edit this part out.
Oh my God, he doesn't even have the app up there. Huh? I'm going to drum my fingers here.
Oh, I think I thought I turned it up loud enough.
Oh, there we go.
So as I was saying,
so we saw Police Academy. It was R. What year?
1984. It actually premiered March 23rd, 1984.
Do you have like money it made? Like how did it?
I didn't look up. That's a good idea. I should have looked at. Going forward, that's a good idea to look up.
I have it right here.
But that's why he brought the laptop.
Because 1984 money doesn't matter. But
if you go on Box Office Mojo, Brian, that does the. I think it does the calculation.
I'm just wondering how it. I bet this was the kind of movie that actually video made a sequel kind of thing.
So the budget was $4.5 million. Opening weekend was $8.5 million.
Oh, good!
They doubled their money right then.
And gross was over $80 million.
Oh, then there's a sequel right there.
Well, because I was going to say they couldn't have waited for video.
Doubled their money on the first week.
Yeah.
Because if this came out in '84, the sequel came out in '85. So it came out. Yeah. They had to already start filming that right away. They had to know right away that they had a
hit on their.
They had $4.5 million was the budget, and they made not $80 million. You said, "Wow."
Yeah.
And that's an '84.
Yeah, that's add zero.
That's 38 years ago.
Add zeros to all those numbers.
That's Jaws money.
It is Jaws money.
Wow.
I was speaking of that. I was on some stupid site the other day. I don't even know what it was, and fuck, come back to me. I forget where I was going. I totally forget where I was going with that.
Start going into the cast.
I did have something else to talk about Police Academy. Oh, so one of the things I want to talk about Police Academy is early on, and now I'm going to forget because now I've been drinking, but there were obvious lifts from other movies in this. Like there were full scenes where I'm like, didn't they do this in Caddyshack, or didn't they do this in? Oh man, what was it now? So, what just happened? Something beeped.
Oh, that was probably my phone.
Oh, okay, that's great.
My notification. You made me turn it on.
When man, I really wish.
Well, this also made me think what I was saying before. You said hold it and save it for now. There were scenes in this I was waiting for, and then it looked like this is about to be the scene I'm waiting for, and then it wasn't in. I was like, oh, maybe it might have been in. It's because it's from the Police Academy 2 or Police Academy 3.
Like there was never the Tackleberry. You'll get on the floor now, mister.
That's
which is
2,
like,
right?
that's so, I think it's in every movie he's in. He's in all the Police Academy movies, but it's not in the first one. So I'd like to talk, well, you're going to talk about the cast. So we'll get into
Tackleberry too. Yeah,
there's 3 people that were in all the movies.
And I figured I was going to let you bring that up.
Okay, that's fine.
Do that now?
No. We don't have to do it now.
Since I know it, we'll have Brian guess
I wanted to talk about the things that were so lifted from other movies, but now I can't even remember what they were. I'm fuck. Like as I was watching it, I was like, oh my God, like I already saw this in another movie, but it doesn't matter.
We'll kick it off with...
It's all stolen from like, Back to School. There's when they walked into the shit.
Blue Oyster?
Blue Oyster now.
Sopranos?
Fuck. Whatever.
That Blue Oyster place looked fun.
And that was from the start that, I have a great Blue Oyster story. Not a great Blue Oyster story, but my buddy Bob... Like that was the code word, but we always would sing that, but Bob could never get that right. And he would always do like the circus thing, like, and he would do that. And we're like, what are you doing? He's like, Blue Oyster Bar. We're like, no, dude, that's the fucking circus theme. He could never get that Blue Oyster sound right. Oh my God. It was so funny whenever he would do that. And he did it all the time. I was like, we're like, what? What's that all about?
Like, yeah, that thing,
the circus, right? The big top? What are we talking about? Bob, we miss you every day. Let's go on.
All right. Steve Guttenberg.
I've heard of him.
He's playing Carrie Mahoney. I just listed down some TV shows and movies that he was in, so I'll throw some out there, see if you guys can shout some out as well. Diner, one of his first bigger movies.
I don't know if I've ever actually seen Diner. Like I probably might have seen it back in the day, but
I remember seeing.
Who else is that? Paul Reiser and someone else big in that.
Yeah, I definitely saw it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, there's someone else big in that. There's 4 guys, right? Because it's 4 guys at a diner.
Yes,
and it's Paul Reiser, Steve Guttenberg, and there's someone else big in that. I don't know. If we had someone with a laptop, they could look that up.
I'm looking it up.
All right, we'll come back to Diner.
Push the button.
We'll come back to Diner. Cocoon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He was also in Cocoon 2, the Return.
Never saw that.
Electric Boogaloo.
He was also in Police Academy 2, Their First Assignment.
Wow. He was obviously in a bunch of the sequels.
Police Academy 3, Basic Training. Short Circuit.
Oh yeah.
Never saw it. I know that's like a big
Johnny
80s movie
5,
that I never saw. Yeah, I never saw it. And
that had some sequels as well. Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol, 3 Men and a Baby.
Yes, indeed.
That was big. 3 Men and a Little Lady, that was the sequel.
Never saw that one.
I put this one in here because of last week. I forget who was in it, but somebody was in Sharknado 4, The Fourth Awakens. Remember, I forget which person was in it.
Like someone from Boba Fett was in it?
Yeah, somebody was in that. So
Timothy Oliphant or who else
I don't think it was one
Danny
of the
Trejo.
I think it was one of the ones a little further in here. He was on 6 episodes of the Goldbergs as one of the teachers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I kind of watched like Michelle watched it. I'd see it in and out. I'd come in and out to the Goldbergs.
They would have good themed episodes. Like they would do like
I would usually watch those kinds of
like
there was one where they actually did the Live Aid, but they never actually showed Live Aid. It was just they were stuck in the parking lot.
I think they were on their way there. Yeah.
The kids went to Live Aid and you just saw Jeff Garland, what's his name? The dad.
And
like he was stuck in the parking lot at Live Aid.
Murray Goldberg, yeah. Murray Goldberg.
There were 6 people in diner.
Oh, 6.
So you got Steve Guttenberg and Paul Reiser, Kevin Bacon.
Oh, wow. What year's Diner?
82.
So it's after Animal House and Friday the 13th. So, okay.
And Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke. Wow, good cast.
Tim Daly.
Tim Daly, nice.
And Andy's Clone.
Andy's Clone. Oh, is that Daniel Stern?
Yeah.
I'm glad people say I'm the tall guy with hair instead of the short bald guy from Home Alone, but
why does that amuse you?
No, Logan started this like years ago.
I was trying to do Pesci for you because you said I didn't do his voice though. I was saying what you say.
You're doing a different Pesci. You weren't doing Home Alone Pesci. You were doing Goodfellas Pesci. Sorry, that's a great cast. We should watch Diner.
Yeah,
is it streaming on anything?
And all those guys are still alive. Can we have the cast from Diner on this podcast? I mean, what's Kevin Bacon doing right now? Besides Kylie
didn't
Sedgwick?
have a famous director or writer too?
Let's see. Who directed? Barry Levinson.
Oh,
thank you.
Okay, wow. What a movie.
Yeah.
82. I was 12. I had no interest in that kind of whatever that movie's about. Sitting around in a diner.
Yeah, group of college-age buddies struggle with their imminent passage into adulthood.
Yeah, 12-year-old Andy did not care about that. But I did see it at some point. Maybe on TV, like one of those like...
I want to say it's one of those movies that I caught like being homesick. Like, and like you had on the...
And you're like, hey, it's Steve Guttenberg. I'll watch this. And
you had on The Price is Right. That was over. And it was early afternoon. You know what I mean? You didn't want to... And you had to change the channel because soap operas would come on.
I was going to say, you had to get up and go chung, 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 chung.
Or if you had the cable box with the buttons.
I did not have that cool
the three
one.
rows. The 3 rows. Yes, I had that. Yeah.
Did you have the thing that you slid?
There was a button all the way, maybe like 13 buttons all the way across, and then there was 3 rows.
A little lever.
And then I remember
I didn't have either.
I remember the bottom row was HBO, Cinemax, and Prism were the first 3, and I used to just reach up. Like laying in front of the TV and just reach up and be like, is this anything good on here? Nope. I'll try Cinemax and I'll try Prism. And I used to know all the channels as I went down the thing. Yeah.
Wow. I had like a regular cable box, like with a big red number for the channels, like even from the start.
Yeah. I mean,
and I don't even know what kind of cable we had back then. It was whatever Comcast was before it was Comcast, before it was Xfinity. Because we had Prism all the way back in the mid 80s. Because my dad had Phillies games, home games.
Yeah.
We only had HBO.
We never had HBO.
I want to say, I don't know why. Does TKO sound? Doesn't that sound like TKO cable sounds?
I should ask my parents what our cable company was back then. That's like my kids.
I'm gonna ask my parents.
That's like my kids asking me right now what our cable company is. I'll be like, I
don't know. We stream this.
I don't know what my cable
You're
company
we
is.
steal the Wi-Fi from next door.
I think it's Fios, but if you said Xfinity, you might be right. I don't know.
You're like Direct. No,
I definitely know we don't have DirecTV.
Or how South Park, everything was a plus or
yes, plus. So Steve Guttenberg, I like Steve Guttenberg. He's like one of those guys.
I don't have anything against Steve Guttenberg. Yeah, I like him.
Like 3 Men and a Baby, he was very good in that. He's a good
one of those guys,
leading guy.
He's one of those guys that you can get mixed up with him, Robert Hayes. They kind of look similar, and the guy from Wings.
Is that Tim Daly?
That Tim Daly, yeah. That's
Who's
Tim
also
Daly.
in the diner.
Yeah,
The diner,
yeah.
Wow, so
I like that Brian is on the laptop. Just
he's producing like he should.
This is nice because we don't have to waste it with an episode of The Love Boat.
Yeah, and I forgot it last week, and I was like,
this is what a producer should be doing. You should be like on there, like looking it up. In fact, if I was him, I'd have IMDb up with the cast, knowing that the next person you're going to talk about is probably going to be Bubba Smith or something like that.
Do you remember Spectrum Cable?
Spectrum Cable.
Spectrum. Damn, it might have been Spectrum.
Yeah, I think so.
That does sound, yeah.
Are you like Googling ancient New Jersey cable companies or something like that?
The history of cable in New Jersey.
As soon as I saw Spectrum, I was like, oh, that sounds familiar.
Wow, that does sound familiar.
Yeah, because I remember Spectrum Wrestling on Sundays, once a month on Sundays on Prism, the channel.
Nice.
And that was when wrestling was WWF.
It never was not WWF in my mind. That's one of those things like...
It was always WWF when I still watched it.
You can call them the Washington Wizards, but they'll always be the Washington Bullets to me, and the Redskins and the Indians.
And they'll never be the Oklahoma City Thunder. They'll always be the Seattle Supersonics to me. And then you got the Hartford Whale.
The Whale. That was Jason Lee, right? Yeah, the whale.
I'm going to go to our next guest here, and that was Kim Cattrall, or what was her name? Her nickname?
Cattrall.
What was her nickname now? Her
Lassie in Porky's.
Porky's, yes.
But you know what? And I've seen Porky's, but I would not have.
She plays
remembered her from.
She
Porky's.
plays Karen Thompson, and I guess you could say Steve Guttenberg is very Doc Bricker to her during this movie.
To reference our old podcast.
Right?
And Kim Cattrall's a very attractive girl, but she's not like someone that you're going to get all worked up about. Right? I mean, I don't know.
In those shorts, she looked pretty good.
She did look good
She's
in those
Sex
shorts.
in the City, right?
She is Sex in the City, yeah. And in fact, I said that to Michelle when we were watching Police Academy today, because I made Michelle watch it with me. I was like, what do I know Kim Cattrall from besides
her from Logan's
Sex in the City?
Run?
And I never watched Sex in the City. I just know she was on that show. She was in Logan's Run?
Yeah.
Was she like 12 in that? I mean, what?
That was 77.
Which is 5.
So she might have been like
7 years.
She might have been a
this?
teen in that, maybe. I don't know.
Was she? She wasn't the main girl in that, was she?
I don't think so.
She would have been like a hooker.
Were there hookers on Logan's Run?
Oh, I can't remember. I'm thinking.
She was in one of the worst movies, too. Mannequin. Fucking hated that.
And that's
movie.
what I said to Michelle. I was like, is she my mannequin? Is that what she is? She my mannequin? And Michelle looked it up and she was mannequin.
I hate that movie. You like that movie?
The one with Andrew McCarthy?
Yeah, I don't know why. It just bothers me.
I couldn't even. I probably saw it when it came out and I've never seen it again.
It was one of those movies that I watched as a kid when it came out. And I'd be like, this movie, it was one of those movies that stuck with me. Like, I don't know why.
I never even thought about it enough to let it bother
why I
me.
hate it. It's just one of those movies.
I couldn't even tell you the plot except that he like wishes upon a star and the mannequin turns to real life.
Who's the
Andrew McCarthy, I think, right?
It was Andrew
the
McCarthy.
guy?
Yeah,
I think.
that's right. Yeah.
And then Kim Cattrall, besides all the stuff we already mentioned, she is the female Vulcan in Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country.
I think I had that written. Yeah, look at that. Star Trek VI, Undiscovered Country.
Yeah, she was really good in that. It was supposed
I don't recall seeing that.
Oh, that's one of the best Star Trek ones.
Is it?
Yeah.
Her character's name was Rama 2.
In Star Trek?
No, in
Logan's Run.
Logan's Run.
Oh.
She's not a top character. Like, she's not one of the...
No, I can't even find a picture.
Well, number one in that is...
You should just went to her IMDb. You could have got the guest or the star in the...
Who's number one in that? Basil Expedition from Austin Powers? Whatever his name is. Logan. Whoever Logan is.
Yeah, why can't I think of what his name was? I know I could see his face.
The guy from Austin Powers.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I can't think of his name.
Hold on, I got up here. Gregory Harrison is Logan.
Is that his name? I would not have thought that was his name. But we're talking about Kim Cattrall. Doesn't matter. When we watch Logan's Run, we can talk about the cast of that then. So Kim Cattrall, she was great in Star Trek VI.
Yeah.
The Undiscovered
this
Country.
was Logan's Run, the TV show.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Sorry.
I was like, I had no idea what I was. I was like...
And was Kim Cattrall in the movie or the show?
The TV series.
I apologize. I thought she was in the movie.
You are fired.
Wait a second. I'm the one who figured it out.
Yeah, I'm the one who thought that she was in it. I'm the one
You
who said
did?
it, yeah.
Then you're fired.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm doing this podcast with cardboard Boba Fett.
Look, when it was the Love Boat, I got right in there.
No, that was good, though. Because I didn't know there was a Logan's Run TV show.
Nobody knows that.
Kim Cattrall doesn't even know that.
I did that show? No, I didn't.
She was only in one episode.
G.W. Bailey played Lieutenant Harris. Do you remember him from anything?
Of course I do. You're going to ask me how many episodes of MASH he was in.
Yes.
He was Rizzo in MASH.
I didn't want to say MASH first. I wanted to see if you would say.
He was Rizzo in MASH. He ran the motor pool. He was a very late edition of MASH. Like he was like last season or maybe last.
Did you guess how many episodes?
I have not yet. I'm putting it together. I'm stalling for time as I think about it.
I'll let you stall for time, and I'll mention that he was in an episode of Happy Days and an episode of Laverne and Shirley.
Okay.
He was also in 22 episodes of Saint Elsewhere.
Wow. So he played a doctor or something like that?
Now
he doesn't look like a doctor.
Police Academy 2, he's not listed. He's uncredited.
He's not in that.
He's uncredited. He's a wedding guest in the wedding scene. He's uncredited.
There's a wedding in Police Academy 2?
Yes.
But he's not playing...
But then he comes back. So that makes him in every single one then. Or
I don't buy your. I don't think that's right. But he's definitely not playing the lieutenant in the second one. Then
he doesn't have a name. It's just man. It like I know.
You can't be Lieutenant something. What's his name? Lieutenant Harris. And then a no name in the second movie, and then Lieutenant Harris in the third movie. You can't do that.
Well,
that's like Han.
But he wasn't any part of the movie. They're probably just
if Harrison Ford just
needed some people to fill in the chairs.
If Harrison
was visiting on set,
Harrison Ford shows up in Empire Strikes Back. Harrison Ford shows up in Empire Strikes Back on Hoth, just walking through, and they're like, "Hey, there's Biff." But it's not Han Solo, and then he's in Return of the Jedi? No. Yeah, I'm comparing him to Harrison Ford in Star Wars.
Well,
he was in 22 episodes of MASH. G.W. Bailey.
It was 22 of St. Elsewhere's. Do you want to guess on MASH?
I'm going to say 36.
14.
Oh.
Yep.
And he was in the finale of MASH. I remember that. He was the
so
one.
He made it to the end?
He was the one that got...
he was the one that shot the helicopter down?
He was the one that... No. That was way early in MASH. That was Henry got killed on the helicopter. He was the one that got Charles his ride out. It was not a very stately way for Charles Emerson
Wasn't
Winchester
the ending?
III.
Isn't there a helicopter shot down in the ending?
No.
No? Why am I thinking of? I'm thinking of something else, I guess.
You're thinking of Henry Blake, who got shot down in a helicopter in MASH, but he was the first cast member to leave MASH.
I remember that, but for some reason I thought there was like a crash at the end of it, too.
No. There was a bus. There's a bus crash in the finale of MASH.
I'm gonna have to do a rewatch.
The MASH finale.
Would that be
awesome.
considered a medical procedure?
A bus crash?
MASH.
No, MASH.
Yeah, bus crash. He's like, yeah, I think you're gonna need some medical.
MASH is not a medical procedure. That's a war movie. War show.
All right, but I'm just saying, technically, you could say.
No.
There's a lot of operating going on.
No. Doesn't count.
Meatball surgery.
Meatballs?
Meatball surgery, indeed.
He was also in Short Circuit.
Still haven't seen it.
Also in Mannequin.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, he and Guttenberg are like attached to the hip, huh? Steve Guttenberg wasn't a Mannequin.
That was Cattrall. That's all I had for G.W. Bailey.
And that might be it.
Yeah.
Still alive, though, I think.
He is still alive, yes.
He's as old as our moms.
Oh, my God. Your mom.
Born in 33.
Oh, I thought 44.
33? Well,
the captain.
Commandant Lassard?
No, the captain was born in 33.
Oh. And still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
Yeah, he's still George Robertson or something like that. Okay. I think his name is. Yeah. Bubba Smith, I have here playing Moses Hightower.
It was funny how it almost seemed that they didn't even know they had him in the script until about 3/4 of the way through, because he hardly is in it.
They show him in the beginning,
and then he's not in it at all. And then, like right before the movie ends, he's like, "I don't know how to drive."
Do you remember what he did before? Why? What is?
I do remember what he did before. He did a great TV show called Blue Thunder.
No. Do you remember?
Oh, did he do something before that?
What his job was.
Oh, in Police Academy. I thought you meant before he was Bubba
before
Smith.
He joined the Police Academy.
Because I thought you were trying to get me into the football conversation, but he was a florist.
Yeah.
Well, he's a florist at the end too.
Yeah, I know. That's why I thought it was funny. I thought you see where I was trying to lead you to if he played with the Bills.
Yeah, I told Katie he was a football player, but then I don't know.
He didn't play for the Bills. He was a Colt and a Raider.
So he was a football player, right?
Yeah, I know.
But what's that got to do with being a florist?
No, I had nothing to do with talking football. You're the one who took it to football.
What?
I was trying to get you to go. What was his job? I was trying to say, what was his job? And you're like, you started naming all kinds of jobs before letting me finish the question.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I was trying to say, do you know what Moses Hightower's job was before he joined the police academy? But you wouldn't let me get it out.
Florist.
You were going like this. He played football.
I did not say that.
How many episodes?
I said he was in Blue Thunder.
How many episodes of Janet's Florist Shop was he in?
That I have no idea.
That would be great if he was on. No, Janet from Three's Company. She had a flower because she worked at a flower shop.
Wow. Did she have her own show? Did she have a spinoff too?
No, but that would have been great if she worked in the Flower Shop with Bubba Smith as a spinoff of when Jack went and did his bistro.
Jack's
with,
Bistro.
Vicky and
her dad.
Vicky Bradford. Yeah,
Vicky
Robert.
Bradford. Wow, nice.
The only reason we got this is because we looked this up recently. I forget. It might have been we were talking about Robert Mandan.
I think that's what we were talking about. John Ritter was on Love Boat or something like that. But yeah, Bubba Smith is almost non-existent in this movie until the end, and then he is only to Steve Guttenberg the most important person in this movie. He's driving the car. He's saving the day.
Speaking of driving
he gets
cars,
a medal
how great
at the
was
end.
Steve Guttenberg putting that car in?
And I gotta say, he damaged the other cars more than he damaged that Trans Am.
That Trans Am was in good,
right?
that Trans Am was in good shape. I think
like the car that he landed the wheel through. He landed the wheel right through that car's windshield. That car got more ruined.
Yeah,
why'd that guy have to pay for that?
That guy was a total dick.
No, why'd the guy who owned the regular beater car there have to pay for Steve Guttenberg being a cocksmoker? Like,
I know he did take it out on him. He should have taken it.
He should have driven that car off a ledge or something,
or just
like
taken
that.
it and left with it. I mean, I don't know.
Fuck Steve Guttenberg, man. He's a dick for doing that.
Steve Guttenberg was a total dick for doing that. But that guy coming up, he's like, just park my car.
And it's so funny because when that guy showed up when he first got out of the car, I was like, I know this guy, but I don't think he's got hair. I think he's a bald guy. And then the first thing Steve Guttenberg says, he's like, that's a wig, right? I was like, he does have a wig on.
And I think he's been in a lot of things. I didn't look him up. I saw him.
Yeah, he's a nobody, but he was like one of those guys.
He's one of those guys that's been like a character actor and a bunch of different things. TV
and he's
shows
always
and
bald
movies,
except for that one episode or 1 minute on Police Academy.
Where were we at? Bubba Smith. So he was in Good Times.
Really?
4 episodes of Good Times, yeah.
That was probably when he was still playing football.
He was in the Burt Reynolds vehicle Stroker Ace. He was like one of the Jack guys, I think, on that.
Good movie, Stroker Ace.
Stroker Ace, yeah. Gremlins 2, The New Batch.
Really?
Yes. And how many episodes of Married with Children, Brian, was Bubba Smith in?
6. I mean, I don't remember Bubba Smith being on Married with Children at all, so I'm going to say 3.
2. He was one of Al's rivals.
Really?
Football rivals. Yeah.
Oh, when they went to his reunion?
He went back to the school, and I think, I guess he was security or something at the school. And then, like, he laid down the line, and he told Al to cross the line, and he was going to block him. And
I don't remember that.
It was one of those rare episodes that they weren't in the house or the
shoe store.
The shoe store.
Gary's Shoes.
Gary's Shoes, yeah.
I remember Bubba Smith growing up. He was in Blue Thunder, which was a Roy Scheider movie, like with the helicopter.
Did that have nudity in it?
I don't remember.
It was rated PG, so probably.
Okay. I don't think I ever saw the movie, but then they did a TV version of it, and Bubba Smith and Dick Butkus were like the helper guys. It was like Magnum PI, but with like a helicopter and
not Airwolf.
Oh, was it Airwolf?
Riptide?
No, Blue Thunder.
Oh, it's Blue Thunder.
I remember the movie Blue Thunder.
And God damn it, man! Maybe Bubba Smith was in one of the other ones, but
no, I don't think he was in Airwolf.
No, Blue Thunder. Did I start with Blue Thunder?
I keep saying Airwolf, yeah.
But he might have been an Airwolf. I don't remember.
No, I'm saying
how many helicopter shows were there in the 80s? Were there more than 2?
Was it Riptide the one on the water?
I don't know.
Riptide was great.
Was that on the water?
It was a helicopter that could land on the water.
Oh, okay. Then I'm thinking. I thought maybe it was a speedboat for Riptide.
Man, now I'm really pissed off that I didn't actually know what Bubba Smith was in because I did watch Blue Thunder, which was probably considered a police procedural.
I would have thought the Married with Children that you would have remembered that episode.
I loved Married with Children. I watched it all the time. But if that was later,
he was in 2 episodes.
If that was later Married with Children,
I want to say middle and near the end.
Then I might not have been watching it. Like by the middle 90s, once like it was not a thing anymore, I was probably not watching it.
Yeah, I don't see Bubba Smith on the Blue Thunder cast.
I got to look up what Bubba Smith was in now. I'm sorry. I'm not this kind of person. I don't look shit up.
He usually isn't like this. He usually gets mad when we look it up during.
But I got to look it up because now it's bothering me because now I maybe should do some research and look who people are doing and shit like that.
Or maybe he was on the TV show.
Yeah, no. I said the TV show.
Oh, I was looking at
I said it was a Roy Scheider movie, but then there was a TV show. Hang on.
Was he a main character?
There's Dick Butkus and Bubba Smith on the TV show, yeah.
Of
Blue Thunder.
Blue Thunder.
Blue Thunder, yeah. 11 episodes.
Nice.
Ooh, wow.
You didn't let Jason make me guess how many episodes. I would have guessed way over that.
You were going to guess one season or more?
I thought it was 2 seasons. I would have said like 30 or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, and another Police Academy star was in that TV show, too.
In Blue Thunder.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Male or female?
Oh, only one episode, though. Male.
Oh, jeez. One episode.
Well, it's out of 11. That's almost 10%.
Michael Winslow.
No.
That's a good guess. Hold on. Is it Police Academy, the first one? So it's in this
the
first
one we
movie.
just watched,
Okay,
yeah.
So we're in this one. Let's see. Male, you said, right?
Yep.
I definitely take my pick back. I know who it is. I definitely know who it is.
All right, go ahead.
Well, it's Tackleberry.
No.
Damn. All right, now I've eliminated 2 for you, man. It's so easy.
Steve Guttenberg.
No.
I thought because it was one episode, I thought it would get it.
Punky's dad.
George Gaines, Punker, who he was 67 in this.
Oh my God. And he lived for like another 30, 40 years.
He lived another 32 years because he lived to be 98. He was about to turn 99.
Wow, man, that sounds awful.
After Bubba Smith, we had Donovan Scott.
Wow. Who's that?
He plays Leslie Barbara.
Oh, okay.
So you'll know
Fat
who that
guy.
is. Yeah. Now, Laverne and Shirley, one episode, but he's in a great movie. I don't like this main character in this movie. Robin Williams is the main star of this movie. This guy was in this movie with him. Popeye the movie.
I know he's like Olive Oil's brother.
Castor Oil. I love him in that
and
role.
I know him from that. Like when I remember seeing this, I remember seeing him in this and being like, "That's Olive Oil guy." Yeah.
That was a fun one when I saw that. I was like, and I knew that one right from seeing. I didn't have to like look that one up. I was like, I know this guy.
Popeye the movie is one of the most bizarre movies ever made.
Oh, I agree 100%.
It's a musical and it's weird. And it's got
it's in a foreign land.
Yeah,
it's like
it's so weird. Sweet Haven, and
they built Sweet Haven.
Yeah, that was just like a.
And then there was Oxblood, the boxer. Remember the boxer, the big.
Oh yeah, that is.
But how about when they go to
the movie?
When they go to the racetrack and it's just like
ponies racing like the.
It's like
Price
if you were at a
Style,
carnival.
Price of Right style racing across. Oh, it is a crazy movie. I saw that in the theater. Popeye. Oh my God. We should do a podcast on Popeye.
Oh, I'm down for that. Yeah.
Find where that's streaming.
See if that's. I'll look at see if that's
well,
streaming
hang on.
as we go
Let's
into.
get through Police Academy first.
He was also in Incredible Shrinking Woman.
Lily Tomlin.
I love
Great
that
movie.
movie. He was also in a movie you keep trying to get me to watch.
Is it Debbie Does Dallas?
You know I've seen that.
I don't think I've ever actually seen Debbie Does Dallas.
No, it's part of a trilogy.
Oh, is he in Back to the Future 3?
Yes.
He's in Back to the Future 3?
I didn't look up what this character was, but he is in Back to the Future 3.
Well, he's got to be one of the old-timey townsfolk,
maybe it's
I
a
would
deputy,
imagine.
maybe? Or
Okay.
maybe he was like something along those lines.
Wow.
Yeah.
Back to the Future 3. Great movie. It's not a great movie. You should watch it, though. You're a fan of Back to the Future. You don't watch the whole trilogy? You don't just stop? You saw part 2. You got to see part 3. Like, I get it if you saw the first one and you're done. Like, The Matrix. I saw the first one. I'll never watch another Matrix movie ever again. But you saw Back to the Future 1 and 2. How do you not see part 3? The end of part 2 says, to be continued. How did you not, like, jump at the opportunity to go see that?
I loved the first one, and the second one was good. It just didn't have me excited for a third. It lost its fizzle for me.
How many Police Academy movies have you seen?
But I don't know for sure. I could say I've seen 3 that I know of.
Okay.
4 maybe. 4. Yeah. But that also has Howard Hessman.
Michael J. Fox.
Okay, but yeah, I've
Keep
seen
going. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go.
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
It was great in Nobody, by the way.
It was good seeing him in Nobody.
It was good
seeing him in Nobody.
He was good in Nobody.
Nobody was an average movie. It was just
That's
John
on my
Wick.
list to watch.
It was just John Wick with Bob Odenkirk, which is fine. It was a fine movie. It was just nothing new.
But why is he so negative about it, right?
Because I was really expecting something more when I was told, you're going to like this one. I was told by 2 different people, Oh, you got to watch
I
this one.
did speak, and I said I never watched the John Wick movies, so I can't speak from experience from there. So I can't say.
You never saw the John Wick movie?
Yeah, and I just never got around to it.
I don't know how John Wick is not suing nobody for the plot of this movie.
Well, that's just like when
exact same movie.
Liam Neeson did
everything Liam Neeson's done for the last 30 years.
What was that movie called?
I don't know how everyone's not suing it's like, now he's an old man on a train, and now he's an old man on a boat.
Every Liam Neeson movie now is like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's Taken. I couldn't think of the name.
But what I'm saying is, like, I don't know how Liam Neeson is every movie doesn't sue the last one that he just did. Because they're all the same. Who watches those fucking Liam Neeson? I never saw Taken. I've never seen anything.
I saw the first Taken.
The last
but I remember after seeing it, I'm like, talking to people that were like, you got to see. And I was like, was it a joke? Did you not like? They were serious. They loved it, and people were talking. They loved it. Oh, I've seen it 3 times. I'm like,
the last thing I saw Liam Neeson in, honestly, was
Star Wars,
Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
although he was in Family Guy, he voiced himself in Family Guy, and then he kicked Peter's ass. I'm kicking your ass.
Oh
Peter.
wait, I think I do remember that episode. Yeah,
but I don't get the Liam Neeson love. I don't get like 75-year-old action hero. I'm going to kick your ass. There's like better Irish guys that you can get to do that. And that was a terrible Irish accent.
I do like I guess he's like 70, but John Goodman as a badass in Righteous Gemstones. That's pretty funny though.
I bet John Goodman's older than 70.
I'll look it up.
Because why not? Because let's
we
talk
have
about John Goodman.
We have a laptop there now. So all right, Back to the Future 3. George Gaines playing Commandant Lassard.
You know, we didn't really talk about Bubba Smith's football career at all.
And he'll be 70 in June.
John Goodman?
Yeah.
He's not even 70?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay, good for him.
Yeah.
52.
He's 52?
No, 1950.
He's not even 70 yet. 52.
I'll be 52 this year also.
You're like, what? Me and John Goodman?
I look much better than John Goodman. I don't look better than anybody. Bubba Smith was an all-pro defensive lineman for the...
I can't say I watched many of his games.
Oh, he was before our time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. He's like one of those guys where people talk about the good old days of football.
Yeah.
When they didn't care about blows to the head or...
Where guys would just spit out teeth and then...
And they hated the other team and like this was blood. Now it's like, let's kiss and hug after the game.
Yeah, now it's like, here's my jersey.
Oh, he died early too.
Bubba Smith?
He was only in his 50s, I think.
66.
That's what I said.
Where are we?
George Gaines, Commandant Lassard. He was the only one to get a blowjob in this movie. Well, actually, no.
Because Mahoney was getting one at the end, right?
And I think maybe George Martin might have gotten one, too.
Oh, George Martin. What a weird name for a character.
He's like, can I tell you a secret? He's like, I'm just George Martin, American.
4th generation American at that.
George Martin.
George Martin.
He was the ladies'
man.
Like,
if you're going to make up a false Hispanic parentage,
see, that's the other
why
one.
would you take George Martin as your name? Why don't you be like Guillermo Martinez or something like that?
Which police academy is Getty Watanabe in?
Getty Watanabe.
Who's Getty Watanabe?
Watanabe.
Oh, is that the Chinese guy?
The guy from Gung Ho.
Wong Duck Dong.
3.
Yeah.
Police Academy 3?
I was going to say
3?
4.
Or maybe 4.
The one with David
Citizens
Spade.
on Patrol.
I don't know. The 4th one.
And he's also in a great episode of Seinfeld. Or he's Ping.
He's
Seinfeld.
Ping. You asked me, but then you don't know the answer.
Wait, what did I ask you?
What episode he was in? What police academy he was in? You don't have the answer. You just ask it, but
I forgot that I even asked the question. If you could repeat the question for me that I asked you, please.
What police academy was Ping in?
Oh, I don't know. He's looking it up.
But you asked.
I was asking if you knew because that's why I said, "Do you know?" That's why he's looking it up. I don't know because that's another one I was thinking. Getty Watanabe, I thought was in the first one because I remember him having his head against Leslie Easterbrook's chest. Wow. It can't be 2 because she's not in 2.
Yeah, so
it has to be late. 3 or 4.
I think it's 3. I just checked 4.
It's not even 3.
It's 3. I didn't see past 4.
I don't think I did either. So what are the Police Academy movies? Since we're speaking of the numbers, it's Police Academy 2,
Back in
their
training.
First mission,
the first assignment,
3, first assignment, Police Academy 3, Back in Training, Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol.
5, Assignment Miami Beach.
Is it?
6 geese a laying. I had him here. Hold on.
I can't find him. What's his name again? Gebby?
Gedde is his first name.
Gebby with a D.
Getty. Like Geddy Lee. Am I saying that right? Getty Watanabe.
From 16 Candles.
That's what.
Long Duck Dong.
Got it.
He even said the Chinese guy, right?
Well, there's other Chinese guys acting in America.
The karate Chinese guy.
Bruce Lee?
The karate Chinese guy.
In 3.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
You don't remember that?
No, that was Michael Winslow does that.
He does do that.
that was another scene that I was expecting in this one.
Yeah, there was a lot of expecting in this movie. They even what's her face? Hooks. The quiet girl or whatever she is, like
until she says freeze dirtbag.
But she did that so late in the movie, and all the other ones she does that like all the time. But it was like they developed that.
Eddie Watanabe's not in any Police Academy movies.
Is your computer updated? Do you have updated? Do you have Prodigy on that?
Let me see. The guy that I'm thinking, his name is Brian Tochi. He was.
Oh, man, this is terrible. Now people are just on their phones and laptops.
I'm sorry.
I'm just going to sit here and vamp for a while. Jason's feverishly scrolling. His thumb is up and down.
He's Mr.
Brian is straining to look at his laptop.
84. He was Long Duck Dong.
Yeah.
He was in Gung Ho.
Yeah.
He was in UHF.
Yeah.
He was in Newhart.
Yeah.
Gremlins 2, the new batch.
Oh, another guy in Gremlins 2, the new batch.
I don't know why.
Look at Jason.
He's not in there. I guess not. What's his name? Brian what?
The guy I was thinking of was, what's his name?
I don't know. I find that hard to believe. I could have swore it was Gedde Watanabe, didn't you think that?
Brian Tochi played Cadet Nogata.
Yeah, because he hooks up with Leslie Easterman, too. Brian Tochi. He was in Revenge of the Nerds. That's it. The Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, it's the guy from Revenge of the Nerds? Takashi from Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah. That's it. He was born in 59, Brian Tochi.
I have a frush.
The
fuck is a frush? Isn't that funny? Racism from the 80s is so funny.
He was in actually 100
I just watched the
Can we say that? I don't know. Should I be negged for that? I don't
the
want
South Park where Cartman and Butters went to the what's that Chinese restaurant? P.F.
Shitty Wok?
Cassie Lapita?
Oh, where they go as Chinese people? Yes. Oh my god.
Oh no! What was it? Was it Casa What was it?
No,
Casa Bonita is
Casa Bonita.
But this is where they go as Chinese people to the Chinese restaurant. Okay. It is. I can't even.
Did you watch this week's episode yet?
The Tolkien one?
There was an episode after Tolkien.
What's that one?
There was a third episode, wasn't there?
Oh, I don't know. I missed that one.
Did you see the Tolkien episode?
Is that the second one? I haven't seen the second one yet.
Tolkien episode. That was the second. I could have swore there was a third episode. But George Gaines we're on right now. Commandant Lassard. Trilogy of Terror. Do you remember?
Was there just an uneven skip there? Did someone's backing up 10 seconds? I'd be like, wait a minute.
I was going to search on my phone.
What happened?
No, I was going to search on my phone, but I wanted to throw George Gaines out there while I was searching on my phone. So I was trying to keep it a little. Trilogy of Terror was that one with the puppet from the 70s. Really scary.
That's really funny. I didn't do any research for this except for the fact that I was on his Wikipedia page. This is completely doesn't have anything to do with the movie Police Academy at all, except for the fact that, like, I remember back in the old days when I was writing my story, and I was like,
"What's that mean?"
Leslie Nielsen would.
Yeah, what's that mean?
Leslie Nielsen would be an awesome my grandfather. Like, my grandfather.
Oh, wait, you're making your own movie?
Yeah. Leslie Nielsen, the story of Andy. Leslie Nielsen would be an awesome my father.
First of all, when he went like this, like,
I was writing.
Sound effect is what made it.
And you're writing in the air.
And I'm writing left-handed, too.
I had to check, too, out of the corner of my eye. Was that air quotes? I was like, what's going on over there?
So, Leslie Nielsen was offered that role as Commandant Lassard.
Oh.
And he didn't want to take that. He didn't want to be typecast in these silly comedies. So,
But then he did every Police Academy.
He did every stupid ass comedy after this. But I lost track of what I was talking about.
There is a third South Park episode.
I gotta stop drinking.
This season so far, it's the Cartman's mom becomes a real estate agent.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah. And then Cartman becomes a real estate agent too.
He's like, I think we can get him in here for at least $50 million.
That was definitely not as good as the Tolkien episode.
I should have just thought of it was like a MacBook, Cortado.
Oh,
Cortado.
right. Yes.
What else were they saying? MacBook, Cortado,
bottle of water,
metal bottle,
bottle of water,
metal bottle,
bottle of water, metal bottle of water. Anyway, why was I talking about Leslie Nielsen? Damn, I fucking.
I don't know because you were.
I was writing
your story. I still don't understand the writing my story part.
It's if he was making his own movie.
I was casting my family, and Leslie Nielsen would have played my grandfather. Thank you. Now I remember. My grandfather looked like Leslie Nielsen, and when George Gaines first comes into this movie, I'm like, God damn, that looks like my grandfather standing right there.
Like
and then pop, and then when I looked up him in IMDb, it said Leslie Nielsen was first offered this role. I'm like, holy shit! I'm like, yeah, they both could play my grandfather. If Leslie Nielsen had died before and I made it, then I.
So was this when Leslie Nielsen was still saying, "Hey, I did Airplane. Leave me alone. I'm not."
It seemed to be like he's like, I'm not doing all these stupid movies.
Okay, I'll do a couple.
And then someone said to him, "How about $1 million?" And he says, "All right, I'll do all these stupid."
And he's
movies.
like, "I'll do Dracula Dead and Loving It." Or Spy Hard,
which was actually kind of funny.
I don't remember the Spy Hard one. The Dracula one, I
don't think I ever saw the Dracula one. But Spy Hard, Charles Durning was in that.
Which one was the last?
Was
Spy Hard his last one, or
I have no idea which one was the last one.
Leslie Nielsen was a 2-time guest on the 18 episodes that we did of The Love Boat, which I thought was fun.
Leslie Nielsen, if you're still out there, we'd love to have you as a guest.
Leslie Easterbrook is out there, but not Nielsen.
And Leslie Barbara. He's still alive too.
Yeah, he is.
How many shows have ever had two people with the same first name and they're different sexes? Leslie Easterbrook and Leslie Barbara. Although one was a character and one was the person's real name.
Has Dana Carvey ever done anything with a Dana?
Dana Murray, maybe? But they would be the same
Delaney?
sex. Dana Delaney.
Right? What was that? China Beach? 30-something.
Dana Carvey was in Blue Thunder, the TV series.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
What year was Blue Thunder?
86 or something.
So was it
something like that. Yeah. I remember watching on my little black and white TV in my bedroom.
So it had to be right before his SNL stint, I guess?
I would have said, well, yeah, I guess if he was in it, it would be before SNL.
Yeah.
Just like David Spade was in Police Academy before SNL. Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol.
I think that was one of his first feature movies.
God damn, what the hell was that? Bless you, sir.
I peed a little.
Oh my God.
Let me know when you pee a lot.
I have an over-under on his peeing himself on our cruise that's coming up in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks.
Oh, wait. Can I get in on this action? There's an over-under.
Over-under. 3.
3 total.
I get him to pee 3 times. I get him to pee his... it's not funny. We shouldn't make fun of him. He's a fucking sick man.
I think you could say it in front of him. If he's okay, he's laughing.
I said
didn't have any problem last night.
As I say, so the over-under is 3, but now when you say 3, does that mean you made him piss 3 full pisses or just 3 times? Like, oh, I pissed a little.
Yeah, what is it?
You have to clarify for
how many ounces?
Like, are you gonna? Is there a pre and like a weigh?
Seeing as that
weigh in before, so the pant the
I
underwear.
told him that we could weigh my pads.
Seeing as that my over under on a daily basis is at 0, I'm going to say a little piss is a lot of piss. My over under is 0, so your over under of 3 is
3
a
drops.
squirt.
It's 3 drops.
3 squirts.
That's him. It's him writing his story.
3 times
and pissing because I did them at the same time.
These are the same.
3
same
times
sound,
I get concerned.
What's that?
It'll be 3 times I get concerned.
3 times
I'm like, oh, is there a stain?
Not 3 times in one night. I won't do it to you all in one night.
It'll happen anyway.
Oh. Now, is this like
you're not happened 3 times since I've been down here?
Dude.
You're not going to go up to him and like poke him and like make him.
No. It has to be either laughing or it's just laughing.
Yeah.
He says it happens whenever he does anything, but I only want the laughing one.
Laughing is really
coughing and sneezing. I have nothing to control that.
Just do the Billy Madison thing. If you pee his pants, like pissing your
pants.
It's
cool to pee your pants.
If pissing your pants is cool, then call me Miles Davis.
Brian's prostate's currently growing back in as we speak, so we'll have a new one soon. He'll be all good.
That's how they work, right?
It's a bionic. They grow back. It'll be bionic.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It's going to go like.
I don't want him to cut it out again, though.
No. Well, it's bionic. It'll be good now. It's all metal.
It'll be all metal, yeah. For my robot body.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
After George, did we finish George Gaines? We didn't do George Gaines.
We haven't talked about Punky Brewster yet, so I know you need to talk about her.
Yeah, because I wanted to
with your dick in your hand to talk about her.
How many episodes of Punky Brewster did George Gaines?
I mean, Punky Brewster wasn't on that long, right? I'm gonna say 2 seasons.
He was in every episode. I'll give you that.
I'm gonna say 2 episodes.
2 episodes is incorrect.
2 seasons. 2 seasons. 48 episodes.
I'm gonna do 50.
He was in 88 episodes, all 80. I believe it was 5 seasons.
5 seasons and 88 episodes. That was at the beginning of syndication where they were just like, we'll give you 10.
That's all I had.
I was not a big Punky
Soleil
Brewster
Moonfry.
fan. Yeah, I didn't watch Punky Brewster.
I like her, yeah.
Yeah.
He was in all the police academies. I didn't really, a lot of onesie twosie things here, and like
when you lived in '98, you're in a lot of onesie twosie things.
In like an exorbitant amount of things. Like he wasn't. You would have thought he might have been in a lot more things, but he chose his.
He chose his projects wisely, like Police Academy 7, Mission in Moscow. He's like, yeah, that's a paycheck.
Would you say no?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'd make Police Academy 8 if they called me right now.
You're the new cadets. Be like, yeah, I look like what you want for your new cadets. A big fat old guy. There you go.
Listen, there's some of the cadets that they had were worse than I am. So
that was one of the funny things about this movie, where it had the disclaimer beforehand, like sex and weight and height would no longer be an issue. Like they had that disclaimer over that terrible,
I read on
terrible rain over the build, like so shitty looking rain coming down over the buildings. Where they're like,
because it's supposed to be a fake city, right? Because it's metropolitan.
Right? So and that was another thing. The city that they were fighting in was the worst backlot looking. It might as well have been like an episode of Friends.
It was
as much of a city as Friends.
But it was also like the backlot that they used when they went to the Grand Canyon on the Brady Bunch.
It was so fake looking. As soon as they're like, we had to protect the city. I'm like, what city are you protecting?
I know the 80s and everything had that like whole like New York City was crazy in the 80s and everything like that. But like all of a sudden, you just had this random like bad guy pulling guns from cops on the streets and then putting them at their noses and everything for no reason. Like they weren't after him.
There was a reason. There was a definite reason.
Riot.
They ran out of fence and there was nothing to protect them from him. Which was like one of those jokes that was like so obvious 10 seconds before they got to it, as they're like making fun of the guys going down the fence, going down the fence, going down the fence.
Wait a minute, no fence. I'm surprised they didn't do that. Go past it and then wait a minute.
Double back. Oh, wow. This is not a good movie. I gotta say, Police Academy.
Well, we're gonna give our scores at the end.
Are we? Okay.
You know how we did what the audience score was for Rotten Tomatoes. I thought we'll give our percentages at the end. So.
That's good.
All right, we'll move on to David Graff, who plays Tackleberry
in all the movies.
Yes, he was in one episode each of MASH and After MASH. I'm not sure if you.
I remember him in MASH. Okay. I definitely remember him in MASH. I don't know if I watched After MASH. He was also in one episode of Seinfeld.
I had that. Yeah, I know the episode.
He was the cop that was supposed to protect Jerry from crazy Joe Davola. And then he decided to order. He's like, he's ordering food now.
He's like, well, first I'm going to get a muffin first, right? Is that?
And in fact, I remember when that episode aired, I'm like, hey, Tackleberry's the cop. Whatever his real name is, but he's Tackleberry.
David Graff.
And David Graff was also Sam the Butcher in the movie version of
Sam Franklin and Brady Bunch the movie. Yeah.
Sam Franklin. Oh,
that's what
pardon
I had.
me, Franklin.
That's what I had.
Okay.
I was excited to bring that one to the table.
I didn't know his name.
I didn't either.
He had a last
Sam
name.
the Butcher.
What's Alice's last name?
Nelson.
Fuck off, dude. Why do you know that? Do you know Mrs. Brady's maiden name?
Carol Martin.
Damn.
Dude, what are we fucking dealing with here? This is stupid that he knows all
brilliant.
that. He's got some kind of Rain Man going on over here.
I'm sure it's Schwartz.
If I throw a bunch of chips on the ground, will you be able to count them?
Only if they have Mrs. Brady's face on. I'm telling you, that's one of those shows I could. Yeah, that would be a fun trivia game.
Brady Bunch
trivia, I think, would be fun. But
I'd be good, but not Jason level good.
But
I'd be good, not Jason level good.
That's what I'm saying. I think I'd want you on my team. Is what I'm saying. Yeah,
you'd want me on your team, but you'd be like, Andy, do you think this is it? I think you know better than me, man. I would not have known Carol Nelson or Carol Martin.
I don't remember it.
Carol Martin, Alice Nelson, yeah. Mike
Brady.
Yeah.
I got that one. I could do the kids in order.
I can name all the kids' names, real names, too.
Oh, no, I could not.
Yeah, me neither.
I could do that, yeah.
I don't know if I could do the characters.
Try the characters.
Okay.
In order.
Greg, Marcia, Peter, Jan, Bobby. What's the last one?
Oh, I wasn't expecting that to happen.
Cindy.
They made it real easy for you because they put it in boy-girl order. There was no switching of it. Jan wasn't older than Peter. Cindy wasn't older than Bobby. They just did boy-girl, boy-girl. Yeah, I'm sure Mike was older than Carol.
Did I get them all?
That was. You had it, and you had it in the correct.
But
order.
I could not do. Like, what's Greg's real name?
Barry Williams.
Yeah. Okay. When you say it, I know it.
Yeah. When you say it, I know
I wouldn't know it. Yeah. And then don't say it. Don't say it. Marcia is Maureen McCormick, and then Peter is. I know he's not. I know he is. Eve Plum is Jan.
Yep.
And Cindy. God damn it!
I know one of the names of the boys, but I don't know which one.
Barry Lookliner is Bobby, right?
No, Barry Williams.
Barry Williams, and then Mike Lookaland.
Mike Lookaland is Bobby.
Okay. Fuck. And Cindy is.
So you don't have Peter and Cindy.
Oh wait,
you didn't say Peter.
Oh. I thought Mike. Mike. I thought Mike did.
No, Mike Lookaland.
I thought Mike did. I pointed at Brian and said, "I thought Mike did."
And I looked at it too. I was like, no, he said Mike Lookaland, which is Bobby.
But you said another name too, didn't you?
No.
He said Barry Williams.
Oh, Barry Williams. Yeah. And that's Greg.
That's great.
Peter had a career there in the 90s. He was dating a chick on the show with the reality.
They were in the Surreal Life.
Yeah. Too, yeah. Oh God, Peter. Do you want
me to tell you Cindy's name?
No. Yeah.
Susan Olsen.
Oh yeah.
When you say it, I'm like, oh, of course it is. And I'll say the same thing.
Peter's name.
When you say Peter's name, will be.
Should I give you his initials?
Okay.
CK.
Chris Knight. Damn it.
Yeah, and then obviously you got your memorable episodes, the three part
Grand Canyon,
the 4-part
with Vincent Price, right? In the
Hawaii,
Grand Canyon? Or he's Hawaii.
He's Hawaii.
Price,
yeah. Jim Backus is in the.
He's the old prospector,
he's
right?
The old prospector on the Grand Canyon. He's also Mike's boss.
Didn't they go to Cleveland one time or something?
Cincinnati.
They were at
King's Dominion.
King's Island.
King's Island.
Yeah. And I remember it's the stupid things you remember when you were a kid, and the Grand Canyon episode where Bobby and Cindy were lost, and the kids are looking for them, and the boys would only say Bobby's name, and the girls would only say Cindy's name.
It would echo,
like,
Bobby!
Yeah, Craig and Peter are like, Bobby! And then Jen and Marsha are like, Cindy! It's like, you can't like mix it up. You can't both be like, Bobby, Cindy, where the fuck are you?
I remember Alice having problems walking after the donkey ride down.
Is that Sam?
Sam, otherwise known as the donkey ride, Tackleberry.
It's like a donkey. I mean, Sam's here. Sad thing about Alice, she died. She was like 90 some years old when she died.
But she like smacked her head, right?
Fell.
Didn't Gary Coleman also die that way?
Fell in his head that way.
And I think Bob Saget did too. What with all these people falling and smacking their heads?
But they fell downstairs. Now Bob Saget just fell in his bed. I don't know. They're saying that's I don't know. I don't want to get. That's a different podcast.
We're not allowed to talk about that, right?
I told Michelle.
You're not. Yeah.
I told Michelle. Why we can't talk about Bob Saget?
Because he's in trouble. The law.
Bob Saget is?
No, Brian. They contacted him. Yeah.
About the Bob Saget incident.
Yeah.
He flew out to L.A. and smacked him in the head, and then drove home.
Is that where he was? L.A.
He said, "Is your name Michael Diamond?"
I don't even know if he was in L.A.
He said, "Nope, it was Clarence."
Mike Diamond.
You called him Mike before. I was trying to do a call back there with that. So
I told Michelle, I was like, I told Michelle, I was like, if you don't hear from me for like 12 hours ever, please call the cops because I've fallen and smacked my head and I'm probably dying somewhere.
Or you choke jerked and you're hanging in some closet somewhere.
There's less of a chance of that. There's much more of a chance that I've slipped in the bathtub and smacked my head. But
so you're telling her you're giving her 12 hours?
The chance of choke jerking and dying is not zero. So
do you think 12 hours might be a little too long to wait?
Of course it is, but at least find my body before I start stinking and smelling. Like I'm dead.
True,
I'm dead already. I died when I hit my head, but don't let my body rot there. And, God damn it, man. I don't want to be found dead in my tub and shit and have my naked ass fucking small dick be dragged out. Oh, God. I mean, honestly, my perfect...
Please tell me we're recording.
My perfect death is exploding. And just, that's it. You can't find any of me.
Oh, like a sonic boom in a helmet?
Whatever. I don't care. Blow up the house, drop a fucking plane on me or something like that. I do not want to be fucking found dead.
The sonic boom helmet?
That was great.
That was great.
My robot is going to have a giant penis.
I do not want to be found dead.
Fuck you with?
No.
Listen, those robots are going to be taking over, so be careful what you equip it with. Am I right? I'm right.
Oh, yeah.
Am I right? Am I right, Pops?
I'm going to be one of them.
Pops.
I was doing Popeye because of castor oil. Because he said that. He's like, "Am I right, Pops? Right? Yeah,
I just don't want to be found dead.
You owe me an apology."
Oh, but that was the big thing in Popeye. You owe me an apology. Yeah,
I say that a lot.
You owe me an apology.
You owe me an apology.
I use that one. All right. So Leslie Easterbrook played Sergeant Callahan. She was in 2 episodes of The Love Boat.
Was she?
Oh.
Yes. Nice.
She was in Laverne and Shirley. Do you guys want to take a stab at how many episodes of Laverne and Shirley Leslie Easterbrook was in? She wasn't in Laverne and Shirley until they went to L.A.
Is the answer over 2?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 5.
I'm going to say 10.
51 episodes.
Whoa. Wow. What the fuck? Was she a main character?
She played Rhonda.
Oh, okay. Was that after Shirley left the show? And like she was like the...
This is when they went to L.A., so she was a third character in L.A., but I think Laverne was still there.
But didn't Shirley... Didn't Cindy Williams...
Cindy Williams.
Cindy Williams left the show.
But she comes back, too, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, she was out for at least a whole season.
Yeah. So I think she's there for both. With her there,
but was she like the second banana for a while there? She was like the Laverne.
She definitely was. She lived in the apartments where
I don't remember those L.A.
It was also weird too because then Lenny and Squiggy moved to the same area in L.A.
in the same like apartment complex. Because even moving to the same part of L.A. is not convenient. You have to move to the same apartment complex.
From Milwaukee to L.A.
I know people that live next door to me here that I don't see for months on end. So if you're moving to another part of L.A., you are never running into those people. Hello, Laverne.
Hello.
Hello.
Leslie Easterbrook is really good looking.
Yeah, she's in every episode, every Police Academy except for the second one.
Oh,
she wasn't in the second movie
because she wasn't there for the first assignment was the cadets. So she and George W. Bailey weren't in the second one because they were already cops. This didn't make sense for them to be in the first.
Yeah, but then when they're back on their first assignment,
and then back in training.
Back in training, I mean,
they're back in it for the rest of the run,
and that's where Brian Tachi comes in to play. Yeah. She was also in Devil's Rejects. She played one of the psycho
one of the rejects,
one of the older moms or something like I don't think she was killed in it, but I think she was like one of the crazy ladies or
setting up for the sequel.
Michael Winslow plays Larvell Jones, also Steve Guttenberg's childhood doctor. You knew him since he was a child.
Dr. Monsignor Lavelle Jones, MD.
I have him here. One of his first projects was Cheech and Chong's next movie. He was in that.
Was he really?
Yeah, he played like a comedian in it, so obviously it was probably like one of the stand-ups that probably did like shows with them back in the day or whatever.
Played himself.
He was in. He did the voice of the Gremlins. Did you know he was the Gremlin voice?
Like Mogwai? I thought it was I thought that was
Michael Winslow.
No.
He's the Mogwai.
No. I thought it was the dude from the fucking Deal or No Deal.
Howie Mandel?
Yeah, isn't Howie Mandel the voice of the Gremlin?
I don't know. Yeah,
he might be Gizmo.
Yeah. Who else are you fucking talking about in Gremlins?
All the eagle, the Spike. There's the ones that they get wet. The ones that get
it's as a Gremlins. He's Mogwai and Gremlins voice.
Yeah,
Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal. Search for Elon's gold. Search for
Howie
Elon
Mandel
Musk.
is the voice of Gizmo.
Well, maybe he was in Gremlins too.
Maybe he was in Gremlins.
Who? Howie Mandel?
The cartoon.
Yeah. Bullshit. He was in the movie. He was the voice of Gizmo for sure. That was like a big deal at the time. I remember them talking about Howie Mandel being the voice of Gizmo.
I'm not saying he's not, but I'm just saying.
I'm saying it is.
I'm saying that Michael Winslow is a Mogwai.
Well, maybe he voiced some other extraneous gremlin.
You're acting like there weren't other gremlins. Remember the one that they blew up in the microwave?
I remember all of them, but who cares that they did like background gremlins?
They were main character gremlins.
Howie Mandel was Gizmo in Gremlins too.
Really? He wasn't in the first one?
Let me double
check your fucking stats. I like that I order you guys to do it. I don't pick up my phone to look at all. I just stare at you while you're typing.
You know who plays Deputy Brent in the original Gremlins?
Deputy Brent.
Oh, wait a second. Yeah, he was Gizmo in Gremlins. Yeah, but Michael Winslow was Mogwai and the Gremlins.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, he wasn't Gizmo, he was Mogwai. But do you know who plays Detective Brent or Deputy Brent in Gremlins?
Wait, what Mogwai? Aren't the species Mogwai?
Yeah, I'm going to guess like all the
other ones.
Yeah, all the other ones.
Fuck, dude. So did I. Put me in IMDb. I played one of them too. I went.
When are you going to make my my page?
I should do that.
All right. So seriously,
when you turn 50, that's your 50th birthday present for me. Your IMDb page. Live to 50, and I'll give that for you. Give that to you. Deputy Brent and what?
Gremlins.
Oh, Gremlins.
Oh, Tackleberry only lived to 50.
Yeah. I remember when he died at 50, and I was like 40, and I'm like, oh, damn, 50's old. I have no idea. Deputy Brent?
He's an Airplane.
Brent's such a stupid name. Who would name their fucking kid Brent?
He's also an Airplane.
Is it Chuck Connors?
Jonathan Banks.
Jonathan Banks. Fuck you, Walter.
That's just fun to see him popping up in all these weird things.
He's in a lot of shit. He was in a lot of shit before he was Mike Arentrout, but he will always be Mike to me.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Where are we, Michael Winslow? You haven't mentioned like the main thing that
he was in 3 episodes of The Love Boat,
of course.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, the movie. The beeps, the creeps, and the sweeps. Boop,
sir, they're all assholes, sir.
Boop, whoop, whoop, whoop. That's it. We talking about Spaceballs, the movie, for an hour. Come on.
That's another movie we could do.
I know, and he was only in that one scene, really.
Sharknado 3 he was also in. So, again, I think we might have to do the Sharknado movies at one point.
I love them.
Just for the cast.
Everybody's in them. Just write a list down. We don't have to watch them. Just write a list of all the people in them. That we'll talk about the people. Eing Ziering, Beverly Hills 90210. The chick in there, what's her name? Tara Reid from the American Pie movies.
Michael Ian Ziering project. I can't, other than Sharknado and 90210.
No, I'm sure there's none.
I'm sure there's probably some, but I mean, I can't think of it.
Some softcore porn
he's probably
he's
probably in
like
a Law and Order.
Yeah, well, that doesn't count. When you're a one-time person, you were just walking on the set that day. The only time that Law and Order
counts is if that was like one of your first things. If you're doing. You're making Police Academy movies, and then you do a Law and Order. You're kind of on your way out.
3 Sharknadoes and 90210 are his top 4.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But how many total credits does he have?
75.
Yeah, see, but maybe he does a lot of voice acting.
Let's do his career, Ian Ziering, or should we save this for?
I think we save it for a shark movie, since we still have a few here to go through.
Because I love the Sharknado movies.
Oh my God!
Up next,
you know what? I'm only watching the Sharknado movies if this becomes a video podcast and we can watch them together and rip on it as it's happening. That's the way Sharknado should be done.
Okay.
I don't want to sit here and talk about the cast of Sharknado after the fact. No, it needs to be made fun of as we're watching.
That could be one of our special episodes that we do live.
That's our Patreon episode.
Set us up with Patreon. Yeah, we got to do a Patreon. We got to get that going.
Hey, Joy. Follow us on Patreon. Joy, the one person that gave us a review.
He's going to be upset.
He?
She?
I'm thinking she.
They?
I don't know, because JOI stands for jerk off instructions.
Really? Is that a thing?
That's a type of porn.
Jerk off instructions?
Yeah, where the female will tell you what to do. So
now listen. I don't think I need to be told how to do that.
Maybe she calls you a good boy.
Your mom didn't show you when you were 11?
My mom did show me. That's why I know what to do. I don't need instructions.
David Cross said it best in Scary Movie 2. I can do it myself.
I just use my strong hand.
Oh, God.
That's an upcoming. That's definitely an upcoming watch that we're going to do. The Scary Movie franchise? Or we do?
Just Scary Movie 2.
Speaking of Scary Movie.
Again, the second one's better than the first one.
The
just
kid
like
in Scary Movie, though, he's the cop in Peacemaker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
He's got a really weird name.
Yep.
But it's just funny. I was like, I know that kid.
He's also in White Chicks. He's one of the cops on White Chicks also, yes.
Up next, she plays Mrs. Fackler, and that's Deborah Lee Scott. She died young. We had her on an episode of The Love Boat.
And she's in another Police Academy movie. She's back in training, or
she's the one where they come back. So that's 3. I believe she's in 3.
I remember as soon as she showed up in this one, I was like, "Oh, she's not in this. She must be in another one."
Yeah, she's just in the beginning. She's like,
which is
such a fake stunt double.
Oh my God. That stunt double was awesome, running through the backyard,
and it was
swimming and jumping over fences. Yeah, she died young, huh?
Yeah, she died early 50s, I believe it was. And
damn.
What we're going to be turning this year.
And
Love
Boat. She was in 5 episodes.
Well, she was definitely in 1.
1 episode of Love Boat, 5 episodes of Welcome Back, Kotter.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember talking about her when we did that. Remember when we did that Love Boat podcast?
You mean like when we wore those hats?
Those are
still not ringing a bell, yeah. So playing her husband in this was Doug Fackler, Bruce Mailer. Now, he was in Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter.
He was in really?
He was in 1 episode of Different Strokes.
Did he diddle Dudley at all? Diddle Dudley?
He's in 3 episodes of Seinfeld.
He was the rabbi.
Yes.
With the don't tell me. He had Aline had the Shiksta appeal or whatever it was called.
Shiksta, yeah, or something like that.
She was a Shiksta.
But that's also the one that said to when George was with Susan and he had asked something about like he was the rabbi and George had asked him a question about if it was cheating if he had sex with a prostitute. It's ridiculous. Like
I don't remember that.
George
one.
is laying in bed at the end watching like Mad About You with Susan.
I definitely remember the one where she went to Mr. Littman's kids' bar mitzvah, and he tried to like tongue her,
and he said, "I'm the man.
I'm a man." And then Mr. Lippman tried to do it, and George, or was it George? George was like, "You got chicks to peel." Chicks to peel?
Shiksa, I think it is. Shiksa.
She's a shiksa. Shiksa. So shiksa peel.
Yeah.
And then she goes to the rabbi, and then he's like, "So one of my parishioners has a timeshare in Vale or something like that."
I want to say he's also in the Jean Paul episode.
Maybe.
Because
but he's definitely in the finale. I remember him because when everybody's leaving their homes to go to the trial, like Keith Hernandez, Steinbrenner, they're all leaving their houses, and you see him.
I do remember seeing
his house.
him now, yeah. Bruce Miller. I like him.
But besides Seinfeld, I don't.
That's it. I mean, in the Friday the 13th, and then
Friday the 13th, part 4.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man! Like I know that movie really well. I'm surprised I don't remember him being in that because that's the one that's got Corey Feldman and, God damn it, George McFly.
I'm letting him let him.
Come on.
Back to the Future.
Yeah. Corey, no.
Razor's Edge. River's Edge.
River's Edge.
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, he's
the rat movie. Was that rat movie?
Yeah.
I can't think of his name right now. I lost it. I just lost it.
He's got like a it's right there. It's God damn it, old age sucks, man.
I know it too. I just had it. Give us his initials, Brian.
Nah, I don't even, you give me the initials, I'll get it.
Well, we can't name more movies he's in because that's not helping. I just had it. Crispin Glover. Fuck you. Fuck you. I beat your computer.
Good job. No, you didn't beat the computer. You beat Brian's slow ass one hand typing over there is what you beat.
I just keep seeing him scrolling.
I pulled up the wrong Charlie's Angels.
There's a right
Charlie's Angels? I didn't know he was the skinny.
I pulled up the newest Charlie's Angels.
Oh, the one with Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
Did anybody see that?
Yeah, I did.
What's the box office of that? $1?
I didn't see the Drew Barrymore ones.
The first one was great. Yeah, great.
Was that Bill Murray?
Murray was Bosley.
Wow.
Sam Rockwell was the bad guy.
17 million in U.S. and Canada, but 73 million worldwide, but budget of 48 million.
So it made.
Which one was that? The Kristen Stewart one?
Yeah.
So wait, 17 million among 300 million Americans, $17 million, and then $73 million made among the 8 billion other people in the world. Okay, so.
But how many of those 8 billion can see that movie? Like it might not have been airing at all theaters.
Listen, it's all over the place now. I mean, they care more about China box office receipts than they do American now.
Yeah, they make movies.
Well, that's what puts it. That's
you put a Chinese person in a movie because it's going to air in China. That's why. That's why you do that now.
And all
those
superhero movies.
There's a reason why they put a Chinese girl in the second Star Wars prequel. Well, not Shang-Chi. That was all Chinese people, but the girl that was in the girl that was in the Chinese. The girl that was in the Star Wars
Chinese dragon tattoo.
What was that shitty Star Wars sequel?
Rogue One.
No. Force Awakens.
Oh yeah. Then I do remember that she got a lot of backlash.
But they only put her in there because they could sell it in China and be like, "It's a Chinese girl."
Did they really need? They didn't really need to do that. Star Wars is selling itself.
Then why'd they put her in there?
Oh, I know. I'm not saying that's not the reason why they put her in there. I felt like they didn't need to.
Well,
I don't think they needed
to. They needed to. They did.
Brian said, yeah. That's why.
I love Chinese women.
I'm not saying anything against I'm not pro or con.
I don't think any of us said anything negative about anybody.
But I'm saying that these movies now try to
same team here.
These movie studios now try to appeal to Chinese box office more than they do to American.
That whole rock movie that took place in China, and then the Matt Damon's Chinese movie where he was the
White Samurai.
Yeah.
Oh, White Savior.
The Last Duel didn't take place in France. I mean, it's set in France, but I don't think they filmed it in France, did they?
I don't know, but they all had really shitty British accents. I don't understand why they were the Last Duel in France.
I didn't get that either.
Why are you talking like this in France?
And let me tell you, they would go like this. you'd see like one scene here, and then it was like 8 years later. I was like, Jesus.
They were jumping all over that timeline. And you're supposed to, like, if you say 1737 and then you see 1762 and then you say 1787, I'm like, I don't even know where the fuck you are. Like, you might as well just say last year, 5 years from now, 100 years from now.
That was the Crusades. I remember, but it had to lead up to the Crusades, so it wasn't even at the Crusades yet. And then it got.
But you can't just like throw an 800 years ago date and then say like 8 years before that. If you said 8 years before that, I'd be good. You just don't say 1375. I'm like, whoa, where are we now? And then 1792. I'm like, was that before or after? Where were we just? Because
you start to get dyslexic with
because
your
that number
too.
Wasn't. If you kept the number up there, remember this is 178 or 1372. Remember 1732. 1732, and then you switch to the next year. Yeah. But
the Crusades weren't in the 1700s.
1300s. Yeah. But oh my God, that was so stupid. Where they put the year up there, not necessary. If you said 5 years ago, I'm good.
Yeah.
If you say
because that's what it was. It was like there was like it was. But if you put 8 to 10.
But if you put a date up there and then expect me to do the math, but it's like, not in the 20th century.
I forget the date where we're coming from.
So dumb.
Did he pee himself again?
Yeah, no, I just have to stand
Is
up.
your diaper full? Do you have to change? No, Michelle can put you on the changing table.
I've got just a few more names here, then we'll be finished this part of the podcast.
This part, because are we done? Because
I think that'll be it, yeah.
Oh, because I didn't even start drinking yet, so I was hoping we could start drinking.
I thought we were. I mean, I thought...
I was going to say, can we take
I have nothing else to say about the podcast.
I was going to say, can we take a break so I can refuel and then come down and talk about shit? But if we're almost done.
That's all I have. And they're probably go quick because the first one's Teddy Ross. He played Captain Reed.
Captain Reed.
He was the guy.
Oh, he was the guy that sent Guttenberg. He had the really cool mustache.
Yeah,
he had that really outlandish
kind of like going on. He was in The Wiz. He played the lion in The Wiz.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. So he's the guy when you watch The Wiz that you don't know. You know Diana Ross, you know Nipsey Russell, you know Michael Jackson, and the other guy. You're like, oh, the other guy.
Like, oh, Teddy Ross.
There you go.
One episode of The Jeffersons and an episode of What's Happening Now. I just put that down.
What's happening now? I would have rather him been in What's Happening and dated like Roger's mom or something like that.
Mabel King.
Whatever.
Then I had Scott Thompson. He played Chad Copeland. He was one of the two Harris's two guys.
Okay.
He was the one that was Ratface.
Ratface, okay. Yeah.
So I have him in an episode of Greatest American Hero. He was a teen car thief, uncredited in Smokey and the Bandit.
Okay. And nothing since the 70s, so that's it, huh?
I got him in Johnny Dangerously as Charlie.
Oh, yes, he is definitely one of the gang in Johnny Dangerously.
He's
yes.
Charlie and Johnny Dangerously. But did you know he's Arnold from Fast Times? Hope you had a hell of a piss, Arnold.
Wow. He totally is. He totally is.
That was my deep
That is awesome.
Then after that, I had Brent Van Hoffman.
But again, that was it, huh? The guy, like, by the mid-'80s, he was done?
Yeah, he was also in RoboCop, and he did Police Academy 3 and 4.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So he's another one that skipped the second one and then came back.
The other one was hardly in anything.
Like the tall
Brad
guy?
Van Hoffman, I got him as Laverne and Shirley in episode Police Academy 3, and then he was in Disorderlies. The Fat Boy movie. Yeah. Fat Boy vehicle, yeah.
That's a sturdy vehicle.
And then playing Laverne Hooks was Marion Ramsey, and I just had her in Police Academies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Why is she so low on the list?
And,
right? Because she was in all of them.
And
I
got her in an episode of The Jeffersons. That was it. She wasn't in a lot of things.
Is she still alive?
She died recently.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah, she died maybe like 4 or 5 years ago.
Was she doing any work up until then?
No, she didn't. Like, I think she might have only had like 30 some credits total to her name. Like, so not.
And half of them are Police Academy movies.
Yeah, a good portion of them.
So we still haven't named all the Police Academy movies in order. Police Academy 2, their first mission. Police Academy 3,
their first assignment.
Their first assignment. Police Academy 3, back in training. Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol. Police Academy 5,
Mission Miami.
Assignment
Miami Beach.
That's correct.
Six. Cruise line. Police Academy on a cruise.
There's one in between. There's Mission to Moscow, and that's the last one. That's the seventh one. There's a sixth one that we're missing there.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's a name to the sixth one. I can't think of what it is.
City Under Siege.
Was that made for TV? What a fucking terrible name that is. What, the town that we saw with the 6 people that were living in that city? They were under siege?
Yeah, I think there was a lamp store.
Was Bobcat in that?
Let's see.
Bobcat, he comes on in the second one, right?
Bobcat comes in the second one. Howard Hessman comes in the second one.
I watched the Howard Hessman clip today.
What's his face?
This is serious.
What's his face? Sweet Chuck.
Mauser's in it.
Mauser, right?
So 6 has got from the original cast Bubba, Tackleberry, Leslie Easterbrook, Michael Winslow, Marion Ramsey,
Marion Ross,
G.W. Bailey, and George Gaines.
Well, Winslow and George Gaines were in all of them, and
Easterbrook was in all but 2.
Second. Was Hoax in all of them?
Who did you say? George Gaines?
Tackleberry was
Tackleberry and Winslow.
Tackleberry,
right?
Winslow, and Gaines were in all of them. And Commandant Lassard. Let's call him by his proper name.
Commandant Eric Lassard.
But, man, I don't remember any of those. I remember the second one for sure. I loved it.
I saw up to Spade, which is 4. So, and I can't really remember that one that well. But after that, I don't remember. Because even when you said Miami to me, I was like, oh, no, that's Reno 9/11.
I don't think I ever actually watched it. I think I just have. In fact, I guarantee you I saw that Miami one because I can tell you the bad guy in that is what's his face is go to Miami, mission to Miami or whatever it's called.
Assignment Miami.
It's a famous.
The bad guy in that is Rene Ajabadowa, whatever his name is. The guy from Benson or whatever. He's the bad guy in that
I
one,
love that
right?
guy. He just died recently.
Oh, yeah.
He's in that one, right?
Tony.
Yeah, he's the bad guy in that. He's the main bad guy. I remember seeing that. That was like an HBO.
He played a good bad guy. He was a good.
Well, he's got like crazy French name too. So you're like, oh, this guy's got to be bad, right? Rene Ajabadowa.
He was even the protagonist on Benson, right?
Yeah.
Matt McCoy took over the Steve Guttenberg.
Yeah, that's Lloyd Braun from Seinfeld.
Yep. And he was also he did a commercial recently. I want to say not reverse mortgage, but it was like one
crypto.
No,
one of those
scam
ass commercials.
The Alex Trebek used to do it. Not insurance
for like old people.
Yeah,
like Medicare.
Like your price is set. I forget. I'm trying. I could see the commercial. I can't think of it.
Term life.
That's it. Term life. Yeah. But he did that commercial because I just remember him driving in the car. I was like, is that? And I was so I googled it.
Lloyd Braun.
I couldn't remember what his name was. Matt McCoy. And I was like, the guy from that commercial, and I said, yeah, played Lloyd Braun in Seinfeld. I was like, that's great.
I would just like to go on record as saying I watched the computer sales Lloyd Braun episode of Seinfeld.
You're not getting my water back.
This morning at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I came down to make coffee. I turned on the TV, and it was another sale, Mr. Costanza. Ding, ding. His phone wasn't even plugged in.
You want another computer? You want 20 of them?
No? Okay. And that's also when
Kramer has the door, right?
The screen door. He's doing Anytown USA, and the kids are vandalizing his, and that's why. And George starts buying.
Weren't they shooting him with silly strings?
Yeah. It's like, Serenity now, Hoochie Mama. When I say Hoochie Mama, you turn the water on.
Hoochie Mama, Jerry, Hoochie Mama.
And Jerry gets emotions because who breaks up with him? Who's the girl? Fuck, who's the girl?
Oh, it's like the
God,
salty tear.
Damn it. Yeah. What's the salty discharge come from my eyes? Oh, my God. I hate the fact that I cannot remember it's not Courtney Cox, not Kim Cattrall. It's
not Skylar.
No, it's not Skylar. Oh, my God. She breaks up with him, and then he develops
I know
emotions.
who it is. I know Kristen Davis.
No, that's the toilet. The toothbrush in the toilet. Oh my God!
Is it the Loeffler? The Loeffer?
The name of the episode, Serenity Now, Brian, please.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the Loeffer. Remember that one?
The Lopper?
Yeah, the Lopper.
Lopper? Oh my God, who's the girl?
Oh, why? Kristen Davis. Yeah, I remember that.
And she tells Jerry he's got to develop emotions, and he starts
Patty. So let's see.
Her name's Patty.
Patty. Yeah.
No, come on, she's like big time.
No, that's her character name.
name should be right next to it if you look at IMDb.
Where are you?
Lori Loughlin.
Lori Loughlin. But
Aunt Becky.
We got to hook him up with IMDb.
The recently paroled Aunt Becky.
I did a search on Salty Tears.
The name of the episode was Serenity Now. Yeah, Aunt Becky was the girl that, like, and then he started crying when she left.
Yeah. And then Ben Stiller's wife was the one that he couldn't figure out why he couldn't get in there. Everybody's like, we're happy you're dating. We're really...
Kristen Taylor?
Yeah, we're like really happy that you're dating her. She really needed this. He's like, what? He flew his parents in the meter just to see if they see anything bad about it.
How did we get on Seinfeld?
I don't know. Seinfeld did come up a couple times.
Bruce Mahler's in that episode too.
Serenity Now.
As Rabbi Glickman.
Yeah. Right. Oh, that's right. Yes. The Shik's appeal. That's it. Yeah.
We just talked about it. This has been exciting, a new podcast.
Is that it? Are we done? Have we talked about Police Academy?
How far in are we?
Any Police Academy tonight?
How far in are we?
So from when we start, we're a little over an hour and 45 minutes.
So I just like to say, if you like
I thought we were trying to keep these around to an hour and a half.
If you like this, then they'll all be like this. Because if you actually watch the movie and care about it, we're sorry. This will not be one of those podcasts.
The thing is, there's going to be movies that we're going to watch, and then we're going to be like,
but we're not going to dissect it.
No, we're not going to.
We're not going to do scene by scene like we did Love Boat scene by scene. We're not going to do that. We're going to talk about the franchise in general. If there's more than one, and
we kind of did talk about this franchise a little bit.
It needed more talking because you got to talk. Yeah. Well, I don't want to, but I'm saying we didn't even brush upon Bobcat or.
I think honestly, if we could find two, which you said you could, right? Not now. 37 episodes from now.
37, is that the magic number? I think it should be 318. The number of Hershey Kisses that Jason guessed. That was one over.
I got robbed.
How many episodes should we have in a season?
Oh,
does it really matter? Like I always see when podcasts break it down per season, it's just 52 in a year, right?
Just year by year, right? Does it matter?
I guess so.
Like, is someone going to be like, oh my God, there's 30 episodes this year? Like, I don't have time for that.
Do you get excited when you find a new podcast and you're like, oh, there's 12 episodes out of it? Or you're like, ooh, there's 6.
I've found like I'm so caught up on all my podcasts now. I find out all like, oh, okay, this is talking about something I'm interested in. And I hear them start talking, and I'm like, oof, those are not voices I want to listen to. So I hope people aren't listening to this and saying like, who's this fucking guy?
I've done that with like some of the like a new show comes on like Boba Fett, and I'm like, oh, let me see if I can find a new podcast out for that or whatever. And you test a few out, and you do get those voices where you're like, I'm not going to listen to some guy that sounds like this, or it's just somebody that's just like ripping on it completely, just not like they have an objective to be negative about it or whatever. You want. I just I want somebody that has a nice voice that's going to make you feel comfortable and be like.
I wish we had nice voices for podcasting, but
don't I have a nice voice?
You do, but you don't talk at all.
And I'm Brian.
And I'm Brian. So what are we doing? Are we done? Are we continuing on?
Well, we could talk a little bit more about Police Academy. I don't have a problem talking.
I need to refill my drinks if we're going to talk about more Police Academy, but I don't know if I have like an hour more to talk about Police Academy.
Well, do you want to do a 2.5 hour podcast on the Police Academy?
I don't think anybody wants to listen to a 2.5 hour podcast on Police Academy.
So that's what I'm saying. If we wrap it up in the next few minutes.
I'm Andy.
I have to cue up our extra
outro,
music.
Our outro music.
Yeah. Is there an outro to that?
It probably won't be what I'm playing. I'll make it into something using that. I'll make it into something nice.
Just play the song and wait for them to sue us.
I gotta pull it.
Nobody's gonna hear it.
No one's gonna know what it is. No one knows it.
And then the people that we forced to listen to will be like, I'll be like, do you know where the theme's from?
They'll be like, no. And why do you?
It's the Ropers. I was like, did you hear our Police Academy episode where I named all the last names of the cast member, Brady Bunch?
James Wilson, Three's Company. We're doing it soon.
Just James.
James, sorry. Docs and Jamie. Jimmy. Jimmy Wilson. Jimmy.
This has been the Exciting and New podcast, and we were talking about the Police Academy.
Yeah, because there's no other people named James Wilson in the world. I'm James Wilson. Oh, no, I'm Andy.
And I'm Brian.
I like that music. Bum, 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 bum.
We should stop the podcast every time.
Just freeze.
But we each freeze once at a time, like you freeze. And then Darth Vader goes. The great ending.